Yo, what is up, everybody? We are live here for another episode of Wrestlesense. Took a little week off there. Some illnesses within the group here, and yours truly, but good to be back here once again to go over this past week in pro wrestling. We already got Wally in the house, and Paul, Miss Frostbite's in the building as well, and Monstar. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up and share it out. Jake Bagwell is here. This is our new starting time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And if you don't catch us live, definitely check out the replay, see what we had to say, leave us some comments. We will be about a 1 hour podcast each week here. Andy Price is here, Brooklyn Joker's in the building, people starting to file in. Good to have each and every one of you guys here, and well, let's get right to it, man. Let's bring CJ on. What
is going on? Is this like the gruesome twosome so far?
It was going to be. We got someone in the green room now.
Okay. We'll I thought I was going to be able to get some of my thoughts and stuff out this week. I guess I was wrong.
Or it'd just be me and you arguing the whole show.
You're right.
Like the last couple of shows, man, we go at it. And all in fun. That's what we're here to do, some friendly debate.
You still suck, though. I mean,
yeah, same thing. From the side, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of from the side, let's bring in the big man, DH, in the house.
Cunts.
Hey, what up?
And CJ, I would never give you the opportunity to get your thoughts out.
Yes, thank you.
What are you thinking?
Here with it.
No, you would.
And we cut a promo. There's a reason I had the mic and you just looked menacing. Or menacing wouldn't be the word. Maniacal, maybe.
Used to tag team. Team Smut in the house.
Yeah,
right now.
It's all about the smut.
I want some footage.
Are we dockless right now? Is that what?
He's going to be here soon.
Okay.
You guys have any footage when you guys tagged from back in the day?
I don't.
What's that?
Is there any footage of you guys tagging?
Yeah, there is.
Oh, there's footage. I just don't.
Maybe some RWA.
I have some.
Yeah.
We'll have to dig some of that out, do some screenshots, and so these people can see you guys in action in the flesh here.
Yeah, we have. I have some stuff I can give you.
Cool. Clinton's in the house. Yeah. I like to show these people what it was like back in the day when y'all were terrorizing the wrestling ring.
And by give you, I'm literally going to hand you a stack of DVDs and good luck finding where it is on the DVD.
Find it.
I have me and CM Punk somewhere in a box in my basement.
Do you really? You got to find that, dude, because I'm in the audience.
I have it somewhere.
I'm in that audience too, actually.
Yeah.
Monstar, you can actually join this show too. One day we got to bring you on here so you and Doc can hug and kiss and all that stuff. Yeah, I'd love to see that, man. You got to dig that up. So we're going to dig in the archives maybe and bring some footage from the past.
Yeah, I'll get to it sooner than later.
I know exactly where the stack of DVDs from RWA is, which is where the stuff from me and CJ is. I'm just going to drop it off at your house. Good luck.
Yeah, you can just put it on the board. Hey, and I've been telling my people for 5 years, I was like, I took my 5 seconds of fame when I was at RWA and did my ring announcing that one time. And
well, Blaze McCoy. 2PW might be in search of a ring announcer.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow. Well, there's a lot of local stuff coming up on the 19th. I think like 5 different. I know Rise.
I got a show Saturday.
This Saturday.
Yeah, IWC Winner Takes All, baby.
Nice. I know 2PW is the same day as Rise. I think 19th.
The 19th. Yeah. Yep.
So there's a lot of. I mean, right up the street, I might have to jump in and see a Rise show for
Lisa.
Pop in there and see what's going down. So we will be joined by Doc, and we're going to go over the weekend review first, and we're going to talk about Crown Jewel and some of the matches coming up this weekend. So
let's get to it.
What we do is try to make some sense of wrestling around here in our own opinions, which everyone has, just like assholes. Everyone has their own opinions. So we'll be right back to make some sense of the weekend wrestling. Stay tuned. Dude, look what actually caught on now is one of DH's. Look at that. Ray
I know. No, I'm not watching. I'm at a black tie event.
That's great.
Black tie.
People like, no, you're famous for that now.
You're muted, brother. You're muted. Muted.
There you go.
If you couldn't read lips, Wally, shut up.
Speaking of people telling each other to shut up, I did share out the moment that we brought Tony Kincaid on, and the look on this guy's face was just gold. Everybody, let's welcome Doc.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh,
no.
Made it just in time, brother. How you doing, Doc? How's it going?
Oh, good. Sorry, I was a couple minutes late there. I apologize. So
never have to apologize. We all have families, friends.
Monstar has my back. You know what? He's a great guy.
You two should just get a room.
Yeah,
we should. You know what? He's only going to treat me. What?
You're going to be so pissed off already because your audio's jacked up.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You know what the best part is? I did the CJ Sensation, unplug the modem, plug it back. I even did everything you tell me to do.
How long do you leave it unplugged for?
30 seconds.
Yeah,
no, you got to do like 10 minutes, brother.
Yep. Daniel Barry's in the building.
And you could also try going into your router's Wi-Fi settings and changing the channel that you use for your Wi-Fi also.
It's defaulted to look for multiple channels, but you can tell it a channel.
Yeah, tell it, like, if you go and look on the internet, I know this is like sidebar, but if you're using the 2.4 gigahertz band, go and see what's the best channel for the least amount of traffic. It's probably going to be channel 6, but yeah.
I'm going to have to do that. Is that a little better or is it still worse?
No, it's a little better.
Yeah.
You're a Chinese kung fu movie right now because your lips don't match your
cool. Little Godzilla. I mean,
we're gonna take up a collection to get you a webcam too.
I'm gonna point what you call it. I'm just gonna fight through it, and if it gets monotonous, I'll reset and come back. But it's all right.
All right, let's talk about the weekend in wrestling. I have a handful of slides again. Once on the Bray shit, and then we'll all talk about it. Then we'll cover what happened on the Rampage, Raw, NXT, Dynamite type stuff. So let's make some sense of some of the stuff that went down this past week. Friday, Bray Wyatt came on to address his demons. He did a little promo in the back once again, and then we finally got to see. This is the first picture of Uncle Howdy that we saw. We actually got to see Uncle Howdy talk in the full face this time around. Full mask. It looks like a different mask, not a half. Now, a lot of people were pointing this out. My point against this is anybody can wear an earring.
Yeah.
So, but here's something that made me think a little deeper into possibility, and they've been trying to steer us different ways throughout this.
And I love that.
The earring isn't as big of a giveaway as this would be. The gap in his teeth is kind of there. So is this?
People were really digging. I got some credit.
I've heard that Bo does a really good imitation of his brother, and people back in the day used to say me and my brother sound a lot alike. Actually, back in the day when girls would call, they'd be like, "Is Jeff there?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is Jeff," and see what happens. So maybe it's Bo.
Until the dude is like 4 years older shows up at the freaking. Maybe
it's Bo, maybe it's Bray. I like the fact we don't know. This is something that intrigues me. Is all these references back to The Man Who Sold the World, the song that was David Bowie and also Nirvana covering it. So a lot of undercover things. If you guys go and Google the lyrics, it really rings right back to what this Bray story is all about.
What, of Shatter, or are we talking a completely different song?
Yeah,
The Man Who Sold the World.
Okay.
Yeah, by David Bowie.
So the man who sold the world, it's all about, your inner demons, more personalities, different parts of you coming out.
And honestly, to me, it seems like, and I like if this is where it's going. I mean, I know this is me playing fantasy booker. I do this a lot.
Love it.
But to me, it almost seems like Bray's going to be involved in his own feud with his own thing.
I love it.
Where Bray's the babyface. And Uncle Howdy is going to be the one pulling the strings, which that's why I was kind of hoping that it was going to be Barry Windham, because he could be the manager-esque, the puppeteer-esque, and you had, instead of the Wyatt Six being aligned with Bray, the Wyatt Six coming after Bray because Bray shunned them. Bray turned away from the dark side. Bray's embracing the people now, and they're going to bring the Fiend back, but this time it's going to be Bo Dallas as the Fiend. They're going to bring the White Rabbit. They're going to bring Huskers all to attack Bray. And that also keeps one of the biggest knocks on Bray Wyatt's Fiend character and the Bray Wyatt character in general. And we've touched on this here. Seth Rollins has talked about it, is how hard it is for whoever he's working against to come out better in that. Because one, the character's so fucking over, even though he's supposed to be the heel.
Yeah.
Two, with the supernatural powers, it's hard to not, to come out of that on the better side. But if Bray is involved in a 6-month, year-long storyline where he's fighting his own demons, that lets him build a Bray Wyatt character like we haven't seen. So it's not the cult leader Bray Wyatt. It's not the Fiend Bray Wyatt. It is, as he said in that very promo,
it's a new one. Yeah,
it's
really
him. Yeah, and it's not that he can't go back and touch on those characters later once he faces those demons. But that keeps him out of the world title picture. That keeps him out of everything in his own thing, in a main event storyline, in something intriguing that they can, as they've done to this point, write like a horror movie, like a thriller movie, where he's into something, he's facing these demons, he's overcoming these obstacles, and in the end, you have hopefully Bray Wyatt being the biggest baby face in the company because we've wrote this fucking journey with him, and he's now in our heads the anti-hero. To be the hero. You know what I'm saying?
He's already got the biggest merchandise sales.
Yeah. I still think this may be geared after his real uncle, Barry Windham. A little bit of same hair, some of the same facial
That's what I was going to say. It really resembles, whether it's intentional or not, kind of Barry's look. Barry was just, I don't know if this was from the Ric Flair thing or whatever, but Barry just did a panel with the other 4 horsemen. And, I mean, honestly, if you look at this picture and pull the picture of him, it doesn't look far off.
Yeah,
he might be sort of a stalker.
To see Barry and Mike Rotundo back on TV, those were 2 of my favorites back in the day. I'd love to see them, and no matter what part, even if they're just cameos once or twice. But then there was a QR code that led us to this, and now, Doc, what's your thoughts on all the what Bray did on Thursday and what it could be leading to?
I just think it's leading to pretty much like what Ray said, like an inner turmoil between him and his 6, or what in his inner demons. You know what I mean? He's fighting these demons. He's been fighting these demons for how long now? And, for him to come out and what he did, that first promo, if you guys remember him crying, saying thank you to the people, thank you to the fans, stuff like that. Everything about Bray Wyatt is psychological, and it's psychologically beautiful in my eyes because the man just knows how to captivate a crowd. He could do it by himself. He could do it with any of those workers backstage. I mean, hell, look what he did with Alexa Bliss. That was pure magic. Yeah. And it's just like I said, I just think we're either going to see a huge inner struggle with him for a while, and then he is just going to snap and wreak havoc all over WWE. However, I will say this. A lot of people, and there was a rumor that was Aleister Black behind that mask, and I kept saying, no, absolutely not. Yeah, just because of that eye, it threw a lot of people off. And, I'm not lying. What I'm saying, I would be ecstatic to see something like that, just to see an interpromotional crossover at the hands of Bray Wyatt. I came back from my House of Black to, torture you because you avoided me the last days. They could go so many ways with this. It's unreal.
You didn't watch Dynamite last night, then I
did watch it. I saw the promo. I did. That's what I was going to say. I didn't believe it when I read, but what I saw, I liked.
Yeah. So. We're going to talk about Dynamite. We're also going to talk about Crown Jewel. But while we're on the subject, Doc, there is word that Wyatt will be at Crown Jewel. What do you think he's going to be doing there?
Who knows? That's the big question. It depends on what how much do they want to give him? How much do they want to expose him? You know what I mean? How much do they want him to do? Do they want him to work? Do they want him just to come out and cut a promo? Who knows? I mean, the Saudi Prince always has input in the shows. I hope that Triple H kind of cut that role. Thank you, Goldberg, went over to Fiend. I'm not bitter or anything about that. But I feel that, maybe, just maybe, you see him get some action and you see him start to work a little bit, I mean, he's building back. He's been off a whole year filming movie stuff like that. He needs to get back in the ring shape. CJ, DHU, both could back me up on this one. I mean, I don't have to get in ring shape. I just sit there and call your shit. But you guys know what that's like.
I was going to say, I don't think Bray's actually going to physically be there.
No,
really, they've announced that he is.
Well, they
said he would be appearing on the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they stated that he was going to address that Bray Wyatt was going to address blah blah blah. Okay. So that could be a pre-tape like CJ is talking about.
I think it is.
If it's not, what I would like to see, if it was up to me, is I would like to see Bray there. I would like to see him. I literally just moved him. Give me 2 seconds.
They're like talking about attacking Roman after his match or something.
No, nothing like that. Again, I think this storyline needs to be a self-contained thing. Like,
agreed.
Honestly, the bloodline thing is hot completely on its own. He's not needed for that. Like, I know when we were speculating about Bray Wyatt, there was a lot of us talking about the bloodline versus the Wyatt Six and blah blah blah. But right. Now that we're seeing, the seeds that have been planted in the promos, I feel like this needs to just be his self-contained thing. This needs to be a whole separate thing. One, it gives you another main event storyline with the fact that we don't have a world champion on both brands. I mean, this gives you a main event storyline, and then our next challenger for Roman Reigns could be from the Raw brand, so that is focused over there a little bit. You know what I mean? So that we have like these main event things going on.
Yeah, please.
We're still a few months off from Cody.
We're going to talk a little bit more about Crown Jewel, but
what I was going to say is I would like to see Bray actually come out at Crown Jewel, and I would like to see him attacked by somebody. Somebody in one of the costumes.
Even if it's someone in Uncle Howdy, yeah.
But it could be a pre-tape, like CJ said.
But if I was him, and we'll talk about this later, I wouldn't even go to Saudi
Monstar, I don't think there's any type of threat. The thing that
we'll talk about that. I got that on the lineup. Okay, we'll hit that. Big deal, not a big deal. Emma is the surprise. CJ,
I like it. She's a damn good worker, and I don't think she was properly used whenever she was. Yeah,
true.
So let her do her thing.
I like how Ronda was like, "What do you mean, this girl's back?"
Yeah,
cool. But she didn't get very much of a response. What do you think about her return, Doc? I mean, anticlimactic, or let's wait and see?
Let's wait and see. I mean, I'm excited because, I mean, like watching it with my son and everything, I got to explain some things. He never saw the boop, 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 whatever the hell she was. And I'm excited to see the simple fact that Emma, maybe we get that Tenille Dash, is that how to say it? Tenille
Dashwood.
Yeah, Tenille Dashwood. Like maybe we get that. We get that Emma, like, a little bit of that Tenille with Emma this time instead of that badass. I'm gonna knock you. Wear my sunglasses. I hope we get that. That's what I want.
I'm kind of with you with the wait and see, but let's move on to some fun stuff. A lot of Usi's going on right now. I mean,
that's the best fucking thing ever, man.
Yes,
reminds me of Saturday Night Live whenever people would break character.
It reminds me.
Damn it!
Of all the things we talk about of the Attitude Era, though, this is what reminded me the most about it, man. Like, the fact that he was just trying to pop them, and they were trying so hard to stay on, made it so much more entertaining. Like, Jay is trying to be the hard ass in the worst way, and he has to keep putting his hand in his face. I mean, and let's be honest, those are the moments in wrestling
fun
that you fucking love, man. Like,
there's everyone right there cracking up. And here I'm gonna play devil's advocate right now. We've seen real reactions at this point where they're breaking character. I hope they don't drag it on and make it forced.
I don't think they're going to.
I don't think they're too. No,
I don't think they will either.
You saw what Roman did Monday whenever people started chanting Usi. He kind of got him away from it pretty quick.
Yeah. I made a joke and said I'm waiting for him to dump water all over one of them so we got a wet Usi.
Oh, my God. Now, you're the one who would say some dumb shit like
that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like some wet ass Usi?
I mean, just the fact that, like, they're having fun now. That's the thing you gotta understand about WWE. It's showing that new Triple H regime. It's showing the fact that you could come to work and have fun, not come to work every day and worry if you're going to get a pink slip in your freaking locker.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Doc,
that's what I love about it.
What do you think? How the reaction? Do you think it would be different if Vince was in charge when they were doing this? You think?
Oh hell yeah, he'd have been like,
"You sons of bitches,
yeah, put it in the script
and laugh."
One thing that you have in everything to do with the Bloodline right now, whether it was whenever Vince, and this is why the Bloodline was the best thing on TV, even when Vince was in charge, and it continues with Triple H, is Paul fucking Heyman. Yeah. Paul has the trust of Roman Reigns, which then gives him the trust of the people, which we already know that Paul Heyman is a Triple H guy and vice versa. You know, Triple H brought him to tryouts with him. He trusts his input. But Paul Heyman has been helping write, if not writing, these storylines and these promos the entire time. And that is why it's one of the best things, is because Paul's one of the most creative and he has the ear for it. And even when Vince was doing it, that's why I think regardless of Vince being in or out, this would have still been money. Now, would they have let Sammy as much freedom as they have? Maybe not. No. But we all know that Triple H loves this type of shit. Like, I mean,
when they called him Sammy Uso, I fell out. I was like, Sammy Uso, my goodness.
Yeah, that was fucking
They don't change Solo Sikoa's name, but they're going to change Sammy to Sammy Uso. It's great. So I
wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Like,
see, I was tired. If you go back into our shows, I was like, man, the Bloodline thing is kind of the same thing every week. Roman's this mafia boss, but now it's not. It's evolved into. This could be full face turns for all these guys.
I have two ideas, and I can't claim them as my own, and I don't think either will probably happen. But what if Sammy or Jay are the ones to beat Roman?
I want Sammy to be. I would love Sammy to be the one to take a title off of him. I would love it. To end this, look at this. How can you not love Sammy Uso? You get some ink done for him and sell it. Oh, shit.
You fucked up.
I always fuck up. That's why we're live. Wrestlesense podcast.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. All right, let's move on, and we'll be talking more about that whenever we come back to Crown Jewel later on. Rampage, kind of not really a lot that went down on Rampage. They announced that tournament that's coming up. But what I really want to talk about from Rampage is this little storyline, which
love it.
I mean, the kidnapping, the scissors, the hands, and now, the turmoil between Keith and Swerve. I love it. And the promo, I mean, we'll talk about Rick Ross and we'll talk about Dynamite later, but
he the boss.
I think Swerve can be the top heel in the company.
He can. Absolutely.
He plays it so well. And now I really don't think they're going to win the tag titles back now that they're kind of at odds, but I can't wait to see them fight for it because this story is going to keep going. So we'll come back to that.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Good. We'll talk later about that. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll keep coming back to that. So we had
one in my ear, Daddy.
We had the unveiling of Schism, or I like to call him the Jism. And Ava Raine, the daughter of The Rock, was unveiled, and
she did really, really good. She's got big shoes to fucking fill, but I think she could have a pretty good career.
I definitely smell what she's cooking.
Path.
Oh, Doc, good one. Nice one, Doc. You smell what she's cooking. We'll see. It's hard for me not to see The Rock when I look at her, though. It's kind of hard. It looks like those face morph things when you take The Rock's face into her.
Yeah.
Hopefully she's got, keep that bloodline going, so to speak. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. So that's the one thing from NXT I wanted to cover. Now, this news came out, too, which I really like. And it's opening a forbidden door from WWE now. Which is kind of interesting. And Muda's going to team up with Sting after this, his last run. But Doc, what do you think about the mini opening of the door, like Triple H letting Shinsuke go over there and fight Muda?
It just shows that the positive things are happening in professional wrestling right now. If you look at this, like Vince would have never let this happen.
No. Vince actually was on the table and he shot it down.
Yes, he did. Yeah. And then whenever Triple H took over, I heard that Triple H is the one that called them and said, "Hey, if this is still open, go ahead."
Sonny Ono.
That's great.
And he had Sonny Ono be the negotiator, I guess. Yep. And I mean, just the simple fact that Nakamura's taken on. Now he's already known as a great in Japan. I mean, to take on probably one of the greatest ever, top 5 of all time, to come out of there, boom. Great Muda. So I'm excited about this.
We'll be coming back to this whenever that stuff starts cracking off too. But we touched it a little bit, and someone brought it up in the chat.
I will ask this. I will say this. Did you guys see the fake picture that was made of Suzuki versus Sheamus? Do you want to talk about
I'd love to see it, but
dream shattered? I would die to see that match. That would be hilarious.
So this news came out yesterday. They're there already, so it's still going down. There was even fake posts saying it's going to be at the
there was
Performance
something
Center.
that I saw maybe 10, 15 minutes before we got on live that Iran said there is no chance of an attack towards Saudi Arabia.
But that's scary. I mean,
it is.
As a performer, CJ, if you were going over there and then you heard these rumors, I mean,
if it's me, I'm not going. If it's me, I'm not going.
We know we're not going to see Sammy there, so Sammy won't be there. So that storyline won't go too far. He's not going to go there.
Well, that's another thing, and this is I want to touch on something that's fake news.
Sure.
So everybody's talking about why Kevin Owens has not been on television. And they were trying to say, it's because this thing's so over with Sammy and blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. It's because Kevin Owens has made it fucking clear he will not go to Saudi Arabia. He's made it clear that he's not doing those shows. Yeah. He doesn't give a shit. He's not doing it. He flat out won't do it. So that's why he's been off TV. No other fucking reason is that why you can't have Kevin being a main line of the show and
not
then
being there.
Yeah. Great.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
absolutely.
Make sure you guys are hitting a thumbs up out there and spreading the love. We will be moving over in a couple shows to the Wrestlesense YouTube page only. Right now we're broadcasting on both, so whether you're watching on Wrestlesense
3 weeks, huh?
Or here. Yeah, we're gonna probably go to like number 52 or something, which would signify. I mean, we missed a couple weeks, but we'll sooner than later be moving over there before the end of the year. And I make sure Nightbot in the live chat will drop the link to the Wrestlesense YouTube page. Make sure you guys are subscribed there. Spread the word. We're going to try to grow that channel as well, but more on that coming up.
Starting December 1st, we will actually be doing new stuff over there and a bunch more shit. So you definitely want to be subscribed. I have some programs which I'll talk to the boys about with how we're going to lay that out, but we're going to be giving daily news, daily show reviews. We're going to try to do daily. Don't hold us fucking to it.
I'm good with that. Even if it's
shorts
like
and stuff like that.
Minutes.
Little blast.
Yeah, it's going to be happening. I'm hoping to have everything online and ready to roll with everybody else and our systems and all that by December 1st. So make sure anybody you know that loves wrestling, likes wrestling, they're going to want to be subscribed December 1st because look, nobody, including us, can watch every minute that's on of wrestling. So let us keep you fucking involved. Let us keep you on the loop of what's going on. And let us keep calling and saying dirty words to you.
Yeah. And we've been trying to do this in a different manner. I mean, I watch a shitload, way too many podcasts because I want to study the background.
I don't.
And I want to give something different. I don't want to do here's the matches, here's what happened, but I want to just pick out a couple things and really go over it and give you something fresh, something new here on WrestleSense. So SmackDown's been killing it. Don't get me wrong, but my favorite show of the week was last night. Last night was a show from start to finish that I really enjoyed. We had some banter in our private chat about some things.
Thanks, assholes.
You didn't respond.
You can respond. You're in the chat. So we'll come back to this picture and talk about the thing as a whole. But I got a couple things I wanted to just touch on as we go through it. Some of the things that happened will come back. Sting Carter, Cole Carter now. Local guy.
I got to play devil's advocate.
There was one.
A lot of people didn't like it because now here. Before you, Ray, I want to get your thoughts. Here's what I've heard from people. This was anticlimactic because a lot of people didn't know who this was. He was already with a different group, and now he's here. And from what was on social media, there was a lot of who is that? Who is that? We didn't know until the announcers told us. From what I'm hearing, this could be. Think about Sting, the fake Stings back in WCW. Apparently, this could be leading to another fake Sting to be a bigger reveal later, which would make more sense if that ends up happening. But I'm interested to know what you got on this, Ray.
Well, here's the only thing. I have no problem with Cole Carter changing alignment. I didn't like him being aligned with the factory. Not that I have anything against QT Marshall. I think they're a good dark heel, group. They're a group of, to play the foil on the lower show. I like it. Plus QT's great at, helping the younger guys work. He's a great worker. He's a great character.
Yeah.
So I'm not opposed to Cole Carter changing alignment and being with Jay Lethal, which is obviously a much bigger deal. And considering Sanjay doesn't work anymore, this gives Lethal and Singh someone to team with, especially Singh because Cole Carter can carry the fucking load if they tag. because he's a great worker.
Yeah, he can.
Great look.
So no problem with that whatsoever. However, the problem is you're going to hit Sting's music. You're going to bring out the fake Sting to try to swerve away from the fact that Jarrett's about to debut. To try to swerve, and play into this whole thing. But the fact that they gave Cole Carter this type of reveal where you're expecting something kind of let all the fucking wind out of the sails of like you were expecting a big name whenever they pulled him into the ring and pulled the mask off. Honestly, why the fuck wasn't that just Jeff Jarrett? Why the fuck wasn't, you know what I mean? If you want to align Carter, then honestly, I wouldn't have done a reveal like this. I just would have made it more of him pulling off the mask, then beating his ass, and then, the music hits and Jeff Jarrett rolls in and does the whole thing. It just, to me, if I'm Cole Carter, it kind of takes the wind out of my fucking sails because they lay you up to be this moment like it's a big deal, and the whole audience just shat on it. They were like,
I don't agree entirely.
Yeah, I don't.
You're not going to get a big pop off. You're not going to get a huge pop off of a young guy that's up and coming. We know who he is.
I mean, he's not unknown, but he's not known.
It's a good building foundation for him.
Good job.
Yes. I think the simple fact is that, unfortunately, Cole Carter is going to be the first sacrificial lamb of Darby Allin's revenge. So why would you already speed up the simple fact of the build between Jarrett, Darby, or Jarrett and Sting because of Darby? Why not have a younger, fresher talent? Now, hey, I brought Cole Carter up from here because, I saw that he has opportunity, and I can just see him going off on this, and then Darby being like, okay, let's see what your boy got. And then have those two go at it. And then next thing you know, that's when you bring Sting into the fold. And then Sting and Jarrett have their little intro because they've hated each other for how many years. I love the fact that Jarrett's back. Jarrett looks great.
I have no problem.
He stole the show.
I have no problem with Jarrett being back.
Great. Hold on. He stole the show.
We'll get
at Ric Flair's last match.
Well, I wasn't even talking about Ric Flair's last match. He stole the show at GCW. Whenever he did the last outlaw
him and
Effie.
Yes.
He was fucking fantastic. I mean, I am 100%. I'm not. Back in the day, Doc, we bashed the shit out of Jarrett, booking himself to always be the champion and shit in TNA. But this incarnation of Jeff Jarrett, this last outlaw character, plays it perfectly. I'm totally fucking digging it. The only thing I guess maybe because we kind of, you guys know Cole Carter. I don't personally know him, but I see a lot of potential in this kid, and I felt like they set him up a little bit for like the wind to be taken down, and I just hope that doesn't happen. I hope he doesn't become fodder for the feed.
I don't. Here's the thing, too. Go ahead, CJ. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, dude. Go ahead.
I was going to say it's like this with Jeff Jarrett. It's kind of like the 80s metal band Cinderella. They had a song. It was called Don't Know What You Got Until It's Gone. I have missed fucking Jarrett for the longest time. And then when I watched him at that Ric Flair's last match, my God, if we get that Jarrett, to quote my friend Jason from that wrestling podcast, he said it the best. He is saying it to a T. If we get that Jarrett, he will be one of the top heels at AEW because, by God, those people fucking hate him. He walked out of there. And Ric Flair was the greatest thing because he knew he wasn't on national TV. He knew he was on a streaming service. He literally looked at somebody and went, excuse me, what? Fuck you. It was the greatest entrance for a heel ever. People were climbing over the barricade to fight this man.
Let's hope
he looked at Conrad and said,
hold on.
Let
me stop something. I got another slide of Jarrett where we can cover the rest of Jarrett.
Can I say something about this, please?
Yes, go ahead.
For those people that are saying they didn't know who Cole Carter was, I fucking promise you they know who he is now.
Now we're
Cheers.
talking about it. Before we
Cheers,
go
CJ,
further,
with our waters.
I'm going to go back in the chat a little bit. There's something I wanted to touch base with. We talked about how important streaming services will become, and MLW getting a streaming service and GCW going on Fight are two things that
Fight Plus or whatever.
I just wanted to bring that up as things that are signs that streaming services we could see a lot more.
How about GCW though stubbing fucking WWE?
Yeah.
Apparently, it's come out that GCW was in talks to be on Peacock, to be one of the things. And one, that's another great thing for the Stephanie McMahon, Nick Khan, Triple H conglomerate era of whenever the network first came out before it moved to Peacock, there was all this talk of we were going to get all these different federations and like it was going to become a wrestling hub, not just, history stuff. And that never really materialized. And then I heard this stuff about GCW, and I'm like, oh shit, they're going to go that direction, which would be awesome because we all know how many great fucking indies there are out there that don't have any.
IWC is on Fight.
Yeah, but I'm saying they don't have any mainstream distribution, not distribution, because you can find the shit on YouTube. You can find the shit on all kinds of stuff if you really search, but they're not hitting a mainstream audience as if you were on the WWE network. You know what I mean? Like, if IWC was contacted tomorrow by the WWE network and started streaming on there, my God.
It's a big fucking deal, man.
Yeah, my God, how the careers of guys like Hentai that have been mainstays in the indies, but never really on a national level. I mean, their fucking careers are changed in an instant.
Yeah.
So blame the producer. I should have had the Jarrett slide after this, but we will come back to it. Promise. A couple more things from Dynamite, and I got something I really want to talk about from Dynamite and take a little longer. We got a little vignette.
Awesome.
We got a little vignette from the Elite again, which pretty much they're going to be coming back soon, I think, with these little vignettes. I can't wait to see what they do next with that. So that'll be something as a talking point we'll definitely hit in the future. We had the Chris Jericho, former ROH champion, which we were discussing. I think that's a great picture. There should be a meme there for everywhere. So we knew it wasn't going to be a world champion, or at least I thought, since they took the world out and we're saying a champion.
What a pudding cup sees when Uncle Jericho's in the fridge.
There's mixed reactions, and even me and CJ disagreed on this for a little bit on the bringing out of Colt Cabana. Was it a smack in the face to CM Punk? Not be is that because the investigation's over? So is this telling us that CM Punk is definitely gone or is it just a coincidence? Was it Jericho who called out Punk last week now saying, fuck him, let me fight Colt and shove it in their face? Start with Ray. Colt Cabana coming back.
I think you're reading way too much into this shit.
I'm that's not my opinion. That's just
Colt Cabana made comments and they went semi-viral. Pardon me, I'm fighting a sneeze. Colt Cabana made comments and it went semi-viral where he was asked if he was going to be on the next ROH pay-per-view card. And he kind of said, I have no idea what's going on. Like, nobody tells me anything. And it's weird for Colt Cabana not to be joking and jestful as he is, but obviously Colt's frustrated. He went from being a mainstay on TV and being the Elite in the Dark Order to then his contract was up and they weren't going to re-sign him, but then they re-signed him only to ROH, but ROH has no TV. So to this point, he's wrestled 2 matches under this new ROH contract, both being undercard matches on pay-per-views that with no storyline, no build. So, I mean, obviously to Colt, he's probably frustrated. Then all that shit comes out during the media scrum where he's bashed, his mom's bashed, his whole fucking family's bashed, whatever you want to say. So I feel like this is a make good by Tony Khan. Like, obviously the Jericho storyline of killing Ring of Honor. Colt's a fucking mainstay of Ring of Honor. He was color commentary, multiple tag team champion. He was there for a decade. And let's be 100% honest. Colt Cabana is a fantastic fucking professional wrestler. You want him to be serious and get that fire and get the crowd behind him, he'll 100% do it. You want straight comedy and you want him to be the funniest fucking thing on the show, he'll fucking do it. And honestly, if you want to give him and Samoa Joe a blood feud and give them a 30-minute match all over the arena, Colt will impress the fuck out of you, I guarantee it. The man is a fucking chameleon of wrestling. It's a shame that he wasn't getting used even more in AEW. I'm glad that they're maybe seeing the error in their ways now. And whether this means shit about Punk, I don't think it means a fucking thing to do with Punk. I just think it means, hey, we got Colt Cabana under contract. We've maybe hit him behind the scenes or downplayed using him because of Punk because we didn't want the drama, but fuck that. Why not use fucking Colt Cabana? Like, get real. Yeah, and as far as Punk goes, I don't fucking know. And who fucking cares at this point? Like, I'm over the situation.
Doc, we didn't get Dark Order Colt. We got Boom Boom. What do you think?
Yeah.
I was real excited about it. I popped, believe it or not, the 8-year-old in my lap. It popped. He was excited. He was happy to see Colt Cabana. And he actually said, Daddy, look, he's crying. And I was like, well, if you think about it, you waited backstage how long? And then all that shit goes down to Chicago. And then boom. And I'm kind of on the DH train with this. CM Punk, who fucking cares at this point.
Yeah,
you know what? He didn't care about any of us fans. He didn't care about anything. He didn't care about the brand that Tony Khan has built, which is AEW. And you know what? Fuck him. Let him eat his pastries and cry. That's where I'm at.
This is going to be the last. We both know, and it's well documented on this show. You guys know in real life, I am a huge fucking CM Punk fan.
I have
been a CM Punk fan.
So am I, but
I have been a CM Punk fan. You know, his whole ROH career, even when he was in Impact and the Flock, I always saw the potential in him. But the biggest thing, all this shit going around, like whenever there was that thing with Triple H making, cutting a promo on him in the ring about all that. The bottom line is this: Punk became a locker room leader in ROH. He was one of the mainstay guys. He was one of the guys that ROH built the ship on. There's no doubt. He went to WWE, was forgotten. He's talked about in his story how he thought he was going to be fired. So he started learning from Paul Heyman at OVW, blah, blah, blah. And then he somehow fought his way from obscurity in WWE to being one of their biggest stars. And then there's a big fucking thing that goes around about Booker T making fun of him about how Punk's sitting there repeating that he's a locker room leader in WWE. And everybody's like, shut the fuck up. If Punk is not the biggest fish in the pond, Punk is not happy. Punk thinks that he is a certain person. He thinks that he's a leader, a Mariah, a fucking martyr for this cause. And he's not. He's not. He's never going to be. He wants to be something that he's not. He wants to be the Undertaker in the locker room, and he's never going to be that. And unless he accepts that, he'll never fit into a locker room. And we saw it here. When he first came back, it was all hugs and kisses. Oh, he's talking to all the guys in the back. He's helping, blah, blah, blah. 6 months into it, he's a fucking prick again. It's just Punk. It's who he is. He's not going to be happy. So cut him a fucking check. You popped over $1 million. You sold out some big fucking houses, some great pay-per-views. Yes, he moves the needle financially. There's no doubt. It's proven. But is that fucking worth putting a cancer in your locker room? The fuck with everybody else. No, it is not. Be gone.
CJ,
I mean,
Colt.
if you think about it. Go,
I love Colt. I know him personally. I've worked with him. The dude is probably, in my opinion, and probably a top 10 list of one of the most underrated people in professional wrestling.
He was also a guest on the original Real Deal Wrestling
He
show.
was.
Nice,
He absolutely was. But
Doc, you had a final thought there, Doc?
Just a simple fact is that, I'm happy for Colt Cabana. I want to see him succeed. What I would like to see happen, I know it's not going to, is, okay, you know what? You want to work out the rest of your contract? Make Punk work ROH. And bring Colt back to Dynamite, and then show how much of a star Colt Cabana could propel into. I feel that he could do that with the proper booking and the proper way. This was a great way to introduce him back. Let's go. I'm going to go after the Ocho. I'm going to go and defend the honor, which is Ring of Honor. Because Jericho, of course, burying everything, beating people up. Commentators, ring announcers, doing his tyranny. And now, you got a hero in Colt Cabana. I'm gonna go try and stop him, which I thought was great. A lot of people thought this was gonna be Chris Hero.
Yeah, and that's because there was a fake Tony Khan.
I'm not opposed to that either. Again, Chris Hero is another guy.
I want Nigel McGuinness to come back and fight him, man. I'd love to see Nigel fight him.
Well, Nigel's not allowed. He'll never get cleared in the States because of hepatitis.
And I thought it might have been Jerry Lynn after the Jerry Lynn attack.
Jerry
Lynn
attack. The hepatitis thing or the...
No, that he can't wrestle because he has hepatitis. It's nothing.
It's the hugest.
I mean, that was the reason. That was the reason it was given that he had to retire from the ring.
And it's a shit reason.
Yeah,
I mean, things change though. I mean, 10 years later, that was what, 10, 15 years ago?
Do yourself a favor and honestly do some research about hepatitis C. By him wrestling someone does not mean at all that they could get hepatitis.
I honestly, I have no idea, but I'm just saying that was the reason it was given for him.
I just had a training on it, actually.
So Doc brought up stars, and one thing I wanted to point out, and I have a list here from last night. I really think AEW did a variety of stuff. You got Jarrett, you got Cabana, you got Lamar Jackson, you got Shibata who came back. Rick Ross did a great fucking job, and the daddy ass birthday thing was hilarious. I wish they would have pulled the trigger on this. There was rumors that Chuck Palumbo would have came down, and how apropos would that have been?
I would have loved it.
Chuck and Billy with the fucking in that segment would have been gold to me.
Billy Gunn is so fucking over right now; it's ridiculous.
Those foam fingers are going to sell like crazy.
Oh my God.
How many we'll see next week?
You already seen them last night.
Yeah, and the shirts. How many people with the daddy ass shirts?
Before you get off this slide, I want to touch on something Doc said. So Doc said about Colt Cabana. What if this entire storyline we're feeding into, we all know that it's, the BCC that's been feuding with JAS forever. But what if we end up seeing now Colt Cabana after he was beat last night? Maybe he gets jumped and beat up again for maybe saying something about Chris Jericho. And we see his old family, the Dark Order, come to his aid. And the Dark Order, who is completely underused and completely undervalued on Dynamite right now, could be a cornerstone group to build the new ROH around. How awesome would that be, with Colt Cabana being the one to maybe eventually 3 months down the road, 6 months down the road, unseat Chris Jericho?
I'm waiting for that ROH TV deal because I really think the bubble will pop and we'll finally see what this company can really do once they can separate into two different stuff. Now, look at this. He's been named the Director of Business Development. This is what I wanted to bring up. And we talked about this before. What was Tony Khan lacking? How about a hierarchy of people below him that can help? Now, listen to this list. If you don't have resources already at your tips, Tony, Paul White, Mark Henry, Billy Gunn, William Regal, Taz, Jim Ross, Arn Anderson, Jerry Lynn, Dusty Rhodes, then some of the talent, Sting, Jericho,
Dusty
Danielson,
Rhodes?
Dustin Rhodes, Sting, Jericho, Danielson, Moxley, even Hardy, the Christians, and Christopher Daniels. You have so many great people that can help run that company. They already have the things in place, the young guys, the old guys. This, I think, is a great sign. Give him a title.
Also, we're getting Pat Buck and a bunch of other experienced producers that have done it on every level.
Give him a title. Let him help.
Steel? Oh, never mind.
Oh,
let him help. So I think Jared's going to be a very vital part of this going forward.
Well, it was
to answer Kelly's question earlier. Kelly asked,
the press release that I read is that Jared is going to be focused on bringing them to new markets and doing more live shows and more live things. Which, if you're going to have Ring of Honor as a brand and Rampage as a brand or as a show, then you're going to need. They're going to have to run 2 live events a week. They can't tape Dark Elevation, Rampage, Dynamite, and Ring of Honor all on the same night.
You know what I think?
Having somebody else with experience like this is essential.
I think that slide, you're looking at who's going to be running Ring of Honor.
Could be. Could very well be. So anything else that you guys want to touch on from last night that we missed from the show? I think we covered all the
phenomenal triple threat. That's all I'll say about it. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
I'm quite digging the Orange Cassidy title reign too. The way they're presenting him as the I don't give a shit. But I'm saying the
people are shitting on that. I don't know why.
I love it.
That.
They say I love that the title by carrying the book bag. That's his persona.
Yeah,
but Moriarty, he's a local guy.
It works for him.
The whole thing about it, though, is
was great.
They're low-key doing it with Orange Cassidy of like, I don't give a shit, but I'll fight anybody anytime. Yeah. Like, he's interjected himself into matches and just giving title shots away because he doesn't care, but yet he doesn't care to put himself in harm's way, essentially. Like, it's a new development to the character that I really fucking dig. Moriarty did great. I'm digging the Firm. I think it's headed in a cool direction.
Yeah.
And Soraya, that fucking tease of I got one more doctor to talk to.
Yeah, it was great.
Was great because the doctor that she has to talk to is going to be Britt whenever she just fucking punches her and knocks her out.
Nation. There's my man Jesse. Good to see you. Now, not a lot of build for Full Gear last night, but they did announce Hayter versus Storm, which I'm looking forward to. But I'm sure we'll get a lot more build as we get closer.
Put it on fucking Hayter already, please.
Yeah, please.
And there you go. There is
agreed.
The review of the week. And a lot of people are saying not as much news as before, but we can prove you wrong. We'll dig a lot of news out of here. We have our 6 senses, which is your wrestling decisions. So we're going to make those decisions on the upcoming Crown Jewel show this Saturday. Stay tuned.
Yeah, they can move to this. Your soul, man, they can move to this. It's brand new. Open your eyes and realize it's the new guys. Y'all can make.
Okay, guys in the chat, let us know what you think too. And Doc is our current picker champion, so we'll go with him first. In this first matchup, we have the OC versus Judgment Day. What you think, Doc?
OC goes over because Judgment Day's been kicking their ass for the last 2-3 weeks and is making fools of them. It is time for them to get the redemption. Why not on the big show, the big payout?
Okay, Doc, let me do a follow-up. There's been rumors that to counter Rhea, they're going to have a female on the other side. Who do you think it might be?
I say Phoenix. You bring Phoenix in, you borrow Phoenix from Edge. I feel like Phoenix, or you could go. I can't think of anybody else. I really can't.
Someone.
Gonzalez, maybe, or Raquel Rodriguez. Pardon me.
Yeah, go to CJ because I'm pretty sure him and I are on the same wavelength, and I don't want to fuck his shit up.
Tegan Knox.
Oh no, we're not.
Oh, there you go. That would be a good one and a surprise. And who you got in this match here, CJ?
Judgment Day.
Okay, interesting. Ray.
I wholly believe that Doc is correct. I think that it's going to be Phoenix coming in, kind of, start continuing the storyline with Edge for him to eventually come back, blah, blah, blah. But what I would like to see is there's rumors of Chelsea Green coming back.
Oh, yeah.
And I would love to see her in her fucking hot mess gimmick.
Yes.
As if, like, they brought one of their friends in and she's just a fucking nutball. Like, not the drunk hot mess, but, like, that she's literally just fucking crazy and they just turn her loose on Rhea and she starts torturing Rhea Ripley. Fucking hiding in her closet, like backseat of a rental car. Yeah, just being a total fucking. That would be great, and it would fit. And the way Gallows and Anderson are, in general, would fit with that character. And the fact that it seems like Triple H is letting them be that, I think would work out great.
Okay, follow up for you, Ray. Chelsea Green makes her return. Do we eventually see Matt Cardona as Matt Cardona?
I was going to say he has said he's in, but he wants to keep his name, and I 100% think they should.
Yeah,
I think that he won't keep his name.
He said Zack Ryder's dead.
I don't think he'll keep his name. I think they'll come to some type of agreement, though, because
So who you got in that race?
How has he not proven himself?
You got the OC?
I'm taking OC, yeah. Okay. But how's Cardona not proven himself to be a legitimate draw? You put him on the big stage, it's going to be fucking money.
True. He's done it. He's done it. All right. I'm going to go OC as well. Bodie, who's Bodie got in this one?
He already said. Who do you think?
OC.
Bodie's going with the OC as well.
Yeah, he's going with the OC.
Let's move to the second match here.
You want to stay for the picks?
Yeah.
All right, stay for the picks. Say hi to your uncles.
Big guy. So we'll start with CJ down there with Braun and Omos.
Braun with a power bomb.
Ooh, okay. DH.
Omos with a cane upside Braun's head.
Ooh. Bodie and Doc.
Bodie, you want to go first on this one? Go ahead.
Yeah. Braun.
Okay. I'm going to... Oh, shit. Come back to me, please.
All right. This one's tough for me, too, because I can kind of see reasons for both. I mean, Omos could have MVP help him, but Braun's been on such a tear. Do you really give him a loss at this point? So I'm going to have to go Braun.
I'm going to go Braun.
Thank you. Yes.
But I am going to say this, though.
Could be a DQ win for Omos.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I can see a draw or
one on the island of relevancy whenever MVP smacks Braun with a cane.
Yeah.
All right, good one. Should be interesting. Two big guys. I'm not giving. I mean, I can't give up. Maybe they could use Omos somehow.
He might.
All right, so we got Drew and Karrion. We'll start with DH on this one.
Drew needs to get his win back. And with the cage, you have the thing. I'm sure that they'll find a way for. Well, actually, they probably won't have Scarlett out there at all. The cage is the excuse to not have Scarlett with Karrion because you know that they're only allowed X amount of women and they got to be covered up and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So the excuse could be here in the cage that, Scarlett isn't there or whatever. But I think you have to give Drew this win back. He's lost. They've gotten the better of him the entire time, except for the one attack that Drew had on him. So to get to a rubber match, Drew has to win one. So I feel like this is the next continuation of that feud, and I feel like we'll get the blow off at Survivor Series. So I'm going with McIntyre.
Makes a lot of sense. Good reasoning behind that. CJ Sensation.
I want Cross, but it's going to be Drew.
Kind of feeling the same way. I'm just going to go ahead and say Drew as well. Is it going to be unanimous, Doc and Bodie?
Who do you think?
Cross.
There you go.
Bodie chooses Cross. I have to choose Drew because Cross did go over the 50-50 booking thing.
Yeah.
Let the last one be settled on a big. I mean, this is a big stage, but you want the U.S. bigger stage. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah, but
That'll
we
be
could go
the
last
rubber
man
match.
standing at Survivor Series.
Yeah, last man standing. Yeah.
Good call. Good
Or
call.
Hell in a Cell. They're planning on getting rid of the. Okay.
Let's bring the ladies in. We have Bianca
ladies.
and Bailey. Doc, we'll stay with you and Bodie on this one.
I am choosing who should already have that title. That's right. The beautiful, gorgeous, amazing Bailey.
Bianca Belair.
Bailey. Go ahead, Bode.
Bianca.
All right.
DH.
Beautiful.
All about Bailey and that ass. She better have some great spandex.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to cover up. It doesn't mean you can't show your curves.
It better be cut correctly, goddammit.
Bailey, for the simple fact that Damage Control lost the tag titles, and Bailey, I think, deserves it more so than Bianca.
It's so tough. I'm such a huge Bianca fan, and I'm, everyone has their own, but I've never been a big Bailey fan. But I am actually going.
That's because you have terrible fucking taste.
Jesus. And wow.
I wondered how long it would take into the podcast before that started.
Yeah, I was wondering too.
Pussy lips.
And now it's the party. Thank God I have the headphones on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's everybody for this one, right? I'm going to leave CJ out because he'll be called. Oh, what am I, a piece of shit?
Oh, you can hear him?
I got to leave you out of one of them, CJ, just so you could say, what am I, a piece of shit?
Bailey does eat them bootios.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not a Bailey. Okay, let's get to this one just got made, and yes, because we just said, and the good reasoning for Bailey to win is because her girls just lost, but I'm a huge Asuka fan. I don't really like Alexa. And I'm
again, terrible fucking taste.
I'm allowed to be a fan of whoever the fuck I want, dick breath.
And I'm allowed to say whatever I want. Freedom of speech, hoe bag.
I got Asuka and Alexa retaining because they just won the title. CJ, penis breath.
Yeah, Asuka and Alexa, and I'm gonna dig a little further. I think the whole Damage Control thing has been a little bit of a flop. Let Bailey be by herself.
Agreed. DH.
I agree with it being a flop. I agree that they need to do something about it, and I think this is how they do something about it. I feel like they win the titles back, and it gives them a reason to keep chasing. This was a thrown together team. I feel like,
language.
Thrown together everything. Like I feel like this was just to pop a rating and kind of like draw some interest back. So I feel like they're going to course correct. At the end of the night, all of Damage Control sitting with the belts, which now we have all the baby faces with a true chase. And that also leads to a Survivor Series match, maybe with the stipulation that if Belair's team wins, they all get rematches, something along those lines.
That's good reasoning once again from DH. Bodie and Doc.
Bodie, who do you think wins?
Asuka and Alexa.
Okay. I have to agree that I think it's going to be a clean run with Damage Control, even though, you know what, Blaze? Just look at it. Look at it. All right.
Well, okay. It makes her look even.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's ready for Asuka.
I love Asuka. I'm a big Asuka fan.
No, Asuka.
So, Doc, you're actually going with Dakota and Io?
Ready for it. I'd give her the best 30 seconds of her life.
I dig it. All right.
25 over here. Okay.
3.
Move on.
Well, shit.
You get one pump. That's it.
Usos and the Brutos. The Brawling Brutes and the Usos. Let's start with DH on this one.
That's definitely the Usos. I love the Brawling Brutes.
So
I really wish that they didn't have all the tag team titles on the Usos right now, because I feel like we're starting to see some really great tag teams develop and be there in WWE right now. But there's just no fucking way you can take the belts off of them. You just can't. I mean,
which just would have been for one of the belts, not the both.
Yeah.
CJ.
Usos.
All right. Doc and Bodie.
Bodie, who?
This is a very easy pick. Usos.
Okay. I'm gonna say it wouldn't be Usi unless they retain the titles.
All right. So
and until that name gets changed back to Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go there.
I feel the same way.
It's Butch, god damn it.
His mama call him Pete Dunne. I'm gonna call him Pete Dunne.
So this one I'm kind of looking forward to. I like Face, Brock, and Bobby as well. I'm torn, but I'm gonna go first on this one and say Brock gets the win, but I can see reasons for Bobby for winning. CJ.
I'm going Lashley, man.
Okay. Ray.
There's not going to be a winner.
No winner.
Well, yeah.
This is going to go to a no contest.
Pretty valid point. Yeah,
kind of
that's
like
how
that.
it should be.
God damn you!
I think they want this to keep going. I want it to keep going.
Really good.
I think there's a no contest. I think it ends up to where either somebody chokes somebody out, the ref stops for some reason because they're not fucking listening. Like something like that's going to happen because I feel like they're going to play more into the MMA side in this feud. And if either one wins clean, like, so if Bobby wins clean, Bobby can say, well, I beat you twice. Like you could say MVP help me, whatever, blah, blah, blah. If Brock wins, then yeah, Bobby could go heel and be like, well, I beat you once, you beat me once, blah, blah, blah. But he's over as a babyface right now. Why fuck with that? They're both over as babyface.
Yeah.
The best outcome for both of these guys is to be in a fucking blood feud so bad that the ref has to stop the match for their own safety or for somebody's safety.
It's a good shout. Okay.
All right.
Talking Bodie.
Here's my real quick. Who do you think?
I think it's gonna be a DQ, but they're gonna keep on fighting.
Oh, they're gonna keep on fighting, but DQ.
Double DQ.
Double DQ.
Bodie and Ray.
I was actually gonna go. It's funny. That's why I said, "Goddamn you, DH," because I had the same idea. I think it's gonna be a draw. But here's another thing: what if you bring MVP back into Bobby's life? And what if
this could be the Kane? Yeah, could be.
Yeah. What if this could be the what if he has Bobby on one side and Omos on the other? I mean, that's a pretty indestructible duo.
And then bring the tag team back, and can we get that
Bobby
stable
has
back
stated
again?
that he would like to reassemble the Hurt Business.
That could be a way to do it too. That's a good shout.
I know it's Brock.
Damn, I was supposed to forget CJ so he could say, "What am I, a piece of shit?" All right. So we've already. I heard earlier today that we will also get Jake Paul with Logan Paul, whether he's with him or come out that he is over there in Crown Jewel as well. So we will start with Bodie and Doc on this one. Roman and Mr. Paul.
Go ahead.
Roman Reigns.
I call Roman Reigns, but I say that I don't think it's going to be easy though. I think they're going to give this kid they're going to give him they're going to make him do a show. They're going to give him moments. He's going to show that he is worth being in WWE, but he's not the tribal chief.
Maybe a couple near falls where people think he has Roman or something like that. I'm gonna definitely pick Roman also, but I kind of agree with Doc. I think there will be some moments where whether it's an outside spot like he did before or a high flying move or something where he proves to us that he should be in this match, which a lot of people are second guessing because he hasn't wrestled that many matches. I'm the one who on the show that's even said I would have liked Logan Paul to have 2 or 3 wins on TV before this match to kind of justify to more people. And I said earlier, me and CJ were talking with Jake and Logan there. I think they should be big fucking heels. They should make, because they're going to get booed no matter what. I think they should make both of them big heels and just rag on the crowd and shit like that. But I'm going to stay Roman keeps the belt. CJ.
I'll tell you what it's going to be, and then I'll tell you what I think it should be.
Okay.
It's going to be Roman, but if it's me, I'm saying Logan because it's a big-ass shock value, and it's good for the mainstream media coverage, and you could just have Roman win it right back, but it's going to be Roman.
So your pick's Roman. All right. So I'm interested on this one. All right. Give us the storyline. How are you going to book it? DH the booker, the main event of Crown Jewel.
CJ's on the money if it was me. If I'm booking this, I know it fucks up Roman's title reign, which is the only downfall of it.
Yeah.
But you have Jake Paul throw a left hand over the guardrail and knock somebody out. And you have Logan Paul win the title. You have mainstream coverage out the ass. Yeah. You have so much coverage. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Is there a stipulation? Can Logan win by DQ?
No. But I'm just saying if you get Jake Paul physically involved. I think they will get Jake Paul involved, but I think it'll be more in a comedic type thing or like just him running his mouth or something like that.
Maybe
because we're not an American
bloodline.
Because we're not at an American audience. If it was in front of if it was in front of an American audience, I feel like we could go full heel. They could flip. That would be possible. But not in front of the Saudi audience. They don't understand. They're not going to get the same reaction.
True.
But I agree with CJ, man. If you pop the belt onto Logan, as improbable as it could be, as
Story
crazy as it could be, that is a Paul Heyman move through and through. I mean, that is a Paul Heyman fucking playbook, because you would get so much mainstream attention. Then even if it's Survivor Series, you have Roman win it right back. It's still the fact that this kid with 2 matches from another world, YouTuber, boxer, became the world champion on his 3rd match. And then he's set and made. Now, that's what I want to happen. It's not.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns is going to win the match. I hope that Roman gives him 20 minutes, makes the kid look really fucking good and like a credible challenger. I feel like that's going to happen. I feel like that's why the match is happening in general, is they know what they have mainstream-wise in Logan Paul. They know his popularity, and maybe not even popularity, his notoriety. And they know what they have as far as a box office attraction with him. So if we make him a credible challenger for the belt, even though we're not going to put the belt on him, then he can go into an upper mid-card feud with anybody, and it's, again, an attraction. So, and I feel like Roman is definitely good enough and knows the business well enough to know that if I make this fucking kid, then I'm going to make us more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, personally, I can't stand the Paul brothers, but we've talked about it before. Dude has the look. He can definitely work. He can do moves that a young person in that shape can do. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
And you know who's making Logan look the best? Paul fucking Heyman. Like, I actually believe that Logan can connect a punch and have a chance of beating Roman because of Paul
they talked
Heyman.
about him having that metal pin, so he has a knockout punch now and stuff. So we'll see how that goes. Hey, it's going to be interesting to see how it rocks out this Saturday at noon Eastern. So it's going to be a nice early start. But of course, as we always end
fucking chats, you bastards. I'm not going to be watching it till like 9 o'clock at night or 10 o'clock at night.
Okay.
If I fucking see the thing of all the matches, I'm beating the shit out of one.
We'll start a side chat away from Ray. Well, now we're going to finish off like we always do at the end of the day. All right, first to give your final thoughts, CJ Sensation at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, you got some good indie wrestling coming up the next couple weekends. This Saturday, IWC winner takes all, the return of Bulk Nasty. Bill Collier picking the opponent for Mandime, Elijah Dean. Elijah Dean picking Bill Collier's opponent. You're going to have a final undisputed tag team champions between TME and Tito and Lebanon Dawn. You got a high stakes title match. It's going to be a damn good show. Check it out on Fight TV.
There you go. DH Bruiser at the end of the day, my friend.
At the end of the day, the results of Crown Jewel are going to be just as predetermined as the Anderson Silva Jake Paul fight. And that's it. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Doc, at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, live pro wrestling going to be at the Logan Valley Mall, Eclipse, and we have Big Con from the was formerly of the Ascension of WWE. He's now in Impact. Yeah, I know that he has to go Big Con, I guess, but he's going to be there, so it's going to be good. Logan Valley Mall, doors open at 6 p.m., 7 p.m.'s bell time. Tickets are $15. It's actually a really fun show. I love the mall atmosphere with the wrestling people are standing above. It's kind of like if you want, it's not as big as the Nitro Mall of America, but it has a good feel to it. So it's a good time. Like I said, it's a great weekend for pro wrestling. I mean, that's local in our state of Pennsylvania. You know, of course, the Altoona show, Eclipse, and of course IWC. So it's going to be a good time. So come to a show and have a good time.
Party.
As always, at the end of the day, support
not a black tie event.
Support indie wrestling in your area. Yeah. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. SmackDown's been killing it. Bloodline. One question we didn't talk about: where the fuck was MJF last night?
He's hurt. He's hurt. He got slammed through a table.
The devil's in hell.
I'm sure.
There was
He's the
actually
devil.
videos
You know-
floating around of him really selling the shit out of that afterwards.
The greatest thing about the devil is he makes you forget he's there.
You're the devil, CJ, you punk ass bitch.
Fucking
Go
right I
fucking
am.
eat
Don't
your
you
own
forget
shit,
it.
You pussy liquor and butthole
Eat your
liquor.
own ass.
Yeah,
like
everybody see it.
cupcake.
Hey,
live
please,
here in just a minute.
professionalism.
Fuck professionalism.
fuck
We're
yeah.
WrestleSense. We
Oh,
do what we want
damn.
around here. Peace. We're out of here.
DJ,